you lack what we call depth in the golf swing. Your hands have moved closer to the ball in the backswing. By the time they get up to the top, you've created little to no depth, right? If I drop a line down from the butt end of the club, they're probably over top of your shoelaces.
Okay.
The best players in the world, we typically see it more over their heels. So what happens when you have not a lot of depth in the backswing and the hands go up? The hands pull early. Combine that with a fairly open club face, you're now steep and open. All right, first drill. We call this the wall drill. It's pretty simple. You're gonna get your backside up against or just off a wall. Just basically don't lean against it, just kind of up against it some. From there, I want you to turn and touch the wall. So all I'm doing is turning and touching the wall. Now you can touch as high on this wall as you want. I actually would prefer you to. So how would you turn and touch the wall? That's step one. Go ahead. Good setup. So about barely on or just off. Act like you're holding on to a golf club. Good. From there, turn and touch. Okay. Yeah, that's a long ways back there, isn't it? Do that again. I'll help you this time. Okay. Go ahead and get set up. Go ahead. Okay. I turned you a lot more, didn't I?
Yeah.
Depth, how far your hands move this way, is the number one resource, I believe, to come from the inside. Right? Because think about it. If the hands go straight up, I'm going to have to reroute them back down to come from the inside.
Yeah.
Well, that's not any good, right? So how would I keep them inside? Well, I'm going to start them further inside for longer. Well, the easiest way to do that is to create depth through your pivot. All right. Grab your club. Next drill. We're going to start by trying to turn and touch the wall, right? And then I want you to come down. I want you to feel like you put that club face right on top of that ball. So again, you might have to adjust where you stand if it's too far away or too close. But can you go up and touch? Your turn. Turn and touch. Move down. Come take a look. In your old swing, we know that you had a lot of out, up, and then that led to this kind of steep, open face look. So we said, what would it be like if you turned and touched the wall? Look at where those hands are over your heels versus these hands. Right? They are kind of over the top of your shoelace. And again, there's two things here. One is creating depth with your pivot. That's what made it easy to shallow the golf club. Number two, we got to figure out how to get that club face stronger sooner. Okay. Why? Because even if you got deep, your face would still be open. You just hit a big block, and that's no fun. Might have gotten a pull out of your equation, but no one wants to hit a big block either, right? But that's what we're working on today, is how do we do that? So what we're going to do is we're going to put a shaft right over top of your shoulder.
Okay.
Okay, so that is, if you look in the mirror behind you, okay, go ahead and get in your setup posture. See how it sits just slightly above your shoulder? Okay. All right, now give me turn and touch the wall. Good. Did you touch it? No. Okay. So if you lift, what's going to happen? You're going to hit this. Does that make sense? Go ahead and get set up again. Okay. Turn and touch. Good. Relax. Club face down. Hold it. Get that club face stronger. It's not strong enough. It's not strong enough. Turn and touch. Get that club face stronger.
Yep.
Come on. So I want you to try to overdo one for me.
Overdo one?
I want you to overdo one. So I want you to be too deep, too strong, and push it too much out to the right. Okay, come take a look. This is good. This is good for you to see. How's that face?
It's a little open.
Yeah, it's like way open, right? Now, is it more inside than it was before?
Yes.
Sure. But the club face is open. And so what do? You still have your old fixes, which is what? Try to throw it. And when you throw it, what do? You stand up in the process. And why do you stand up? Well, you stand up for two reasons. Number one was because in your old swing, the club was going in the ground. You had to fix it. And number two, you know what standing up also gives you? More time. Just trying to get the club face there. Nice. Down. That. See where the back of the hand's pointing right there? See how it's more down?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, that's great. And why do we want the club face stronger sooner? Because it gives you a reason to do what? Stay down and push the handle out. If the face is open, even though it's shallower, if the face is open, you stand up and flip the club. That's it, right there. Great, do it. Oh, that's close. Oh, I thought you picked that one up.
Okay, yeah, I felt it.
Oh, you picked it up again.
I felt it. It almost need to feel like I'm bringing it back inside instead of straight out. Because when I'm looking at it, when I'm bringing it straight out, what's straight to me is actually outside. You know?
Yeah, and just remember, why does the club even come in to start? Well, it's because you turn.
Yeah.
Right? And why do we want to turn? Well, we want to turn because that creates depth, and we found out that if we create depth, it's really easy to shallow the club. There you go. Might be one of your best ones yet. So, what we said was in your old swing, you had that tendency, like a lot of people do, to lift. And when you lift, you lack depth. And again, depth's how far your hands move behind you. And why was that important? Well, because when my hands were back here, it was easier to stay inside the golf ball. Then we learned that, man, if we do that, we're going to have to also get this face sorted. Right? And I use the word stronger. And the reason is, the stronger this got, the more you caught and collected the ball in the face, the less it would hit these big spinners.